Hey y'all, IrixGuy here, back again for another live show, and I've got everything sorted out finally with the audio and the network and the upgrade to the latest Mac OS. All of that created havoc with my live stream, but now it's all sorted out. So if you can see and hear me okay, be sure to comment within the video's comment section. Let's see, got a lot of people tuning in here. Can everyone hear me and see me? So hopefully we'll get this show started off right, because I know the last one I had, again, those technical difficulties, and it made it kind of painful. This is my first live show of 2019, and 2019 is going to actually be really cool, because there's a lot of stuff coming out as far as drones are concerned. Obviously, a lot of new technology. We've got CES. A Consumer Electronics Show brewing. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of CES. I know a lot of us, including myself, are Roy, welcome aboard, and thanks for confirming that. Greatly appreciated. So it looks like all the audio. A great day. Yes, hear you. Welcome aboard. Great day. So yeah, we've got a lot of cool stuff to look forward to here, and I know a lot of people are all about the latest Sony Alpha camera, and there are rumors, actually there's pretty solid rumors suggesting that Sony may unveil the Sony A7S is in Sierra 3. And if you're not familiar with the A7S, the S series Sony cameras, Sony Alpha cameras, those are the ones that are geared primarily towards video. So you've probably watched a lot of my most recent videos that I filmed with the A7 III. But the A7S III is rumored to bring 4K 60 frames per second to the table. And that's a pretty big deal for people that are really involved with video, like I am here on IrixGuy's Adventure Channel. So that's, hopefully that's all brewing at CES. If it doesn't hit at CES, maybe it'll hit shortly after. Because Sony's long overdue for releasing a new camera. There's a lot of people saying they're bringing a new APS-C camera to the market as well. And I like the APS-C, but I'm a big full frame guy. Since I've gone full frame, it's hard to want to use anything else. But for a B camera for video, I may be interested in the APS-C model if it's priced right. Brad says, what are you excited to hopefully hear that comes out or is announced at CES? For me, for CES 2019, it's all about the Sony Alpha cameras. There's really nothing else I'm excited about, because I don't really see, and I may be wrong, but I don't really see DJI releasing anything new anytime soon. And, again, I may be wrong. I mean, maybe they have a new Phantom, a Phantom 5 or a Phantom X, whatever they want to call it. Or maybe they've discontinued the Phantom platform altogether. But I don't, with audio sync seems a little bit off. Yeah, I hit a spike of network congestion. I think I've got a lot of content going over my network right now, and I need to, let me see if I can pause that, see if it'll let me pause this transfer. It's doing my, well, looks like we may be starting to clear up here. So sorry if there's a little bit of latency. I'm going to try to do that. So yeah, Bud says yes, he doesn't care. I care about the audio, but since I've updated to the latest Mac OS, my live streaming has been chaotic. And as of my last show, I think it was December the 31st, I had issues when I started. But then I straightened everything out a few minutes after starting the show. So this show, at least I started without issues. So if there's audio sync, though, that's still not perfect. So I'm going to have to mess with that. Brad says, think that Autel may have anything coming out. I really don't. And I mean, I may be incorrect with that assumption, but at least the consensus opinion doesn't seem that to be that people were highly impressed with the Autel that did come out. I tell you, the Autel that I'm still interested in, and I think it was CES was it CES 2016 or 2017? It was when Autel had the drone at CES that had the interchangeable camera, and they even had a 360 degree spherical camera option. And I guess that went nowhere, because then they released what's it called, the Evo or whatever, that, you know, their most recent drone hit the market, and it's just, you know, it's kind of, you know, trying to be a Mavic 2, but unfortunately, I mean, that's, I wish DJI would have some competition, but I mean, they create such a great product, and I'm not saying every DJI product's great. I hated the Ronin S. I mean, I never could make it balance with my Sony a7 III, and I'm still disappointed about that. But the Osmo Pocket is excellent. Although I love the Osmo Pocket, I'd like to see a pro version of Osmo Pocket that has a, you know, that has a Hasselblad camera on it, or maybe not even a Hasselblad, but just a camera with a Sony-based sensor that'll do, you know, with a 1-inch sensor. You know, that would be nice. You know, being able to capture that really high-quality gimbal-stabilized video, because that's, you know, unfortunately, since the Ronin S didn't work properly with my camera, with my a7 III, that would have been an awesome use case for that, because I would have my silky smooth, I would have the razor sharp 4K video from my a7 III, and then it would be gimbal stabilized, but it just didn't work for me. So that was a major disappointment. That's the most disappointed that I've ever been with any DJI product, and that was the Ronin S. But yeah, I think some other things from CES. I think the things that are most exciting that will hopefully be coming from CES are the things that none of us would have ever thought about. I think we're probably going to see, and you know, I'm always the guy that's been preaching better future-proofing video. I mean, I've filmed on this channel. I started filming in 4K Ultra HD 3840 by 2160 as soon as 4K kind of started to become semi-recognized. And I took a lot of heat for that. You know, people were like, "Man, why are you filming in 4K? You know, your eyes can't even see that." Or, "Man, why are you filming in 4K? Everybody's still got 1080p TVs." Well, that's no longer the case. I mean, now we're seeing, you know, the new norm is pretty much a 4K Ultra HD TV, 3840 by 2160. But what we're about to see hit, and I think this is something that's going to come to CES 2019, is the mass introduction of 8K displays. Now, do I think 8K is a little bit premature? Possibly so. I mean, 4K looks outstanding, and to really be able to, you know, to visualize the value of 8K, it's going to have to. I think it's going to be more of a luxury for people that are filming in 4K, because as 8K cameras start to hit the market, and 8K cameras start to become affordable, what 8K will do for 4K, what 4K did for people that are still filming in 1080. You know, you're capturing a larger canvas when you're filming that video, so it enables you to, for example, and I don't publish in 1080p, but if I did, I could film something in 4K, and then I could go into post-production. I could edit that video, zoom in on a certain section to some degree without losing video quality if I publish in 1080p, because I filmed it at 3840, 2160, and then if I publish in 1080p, that's smaller. So the same thing applies if you film in 8K and then you publish in 4K. So I would love to see 8K cameras start to hit the market and 8K cameras start to become affordable, because that would open up the ability for others like myself that probably wouldn't jump on publishing in 4K, but would still like to have the luxury of filming in 8K and having those post-production, you know, the ability to zoom within post-production benefit that filming in 8K would allow. So that's something exciting to look for from CES. And also, what about VR? Well, you know, you've seen my videos where I did the Oculus Go, which was beyond proof of concept. I really enjoyed Oculus Go. Is it something I use a lot? Sadly, I don't. But I think that you know, Facebook, hopefully they'll have the next version of Oculus Go, which I think is called Oculus. It's Starts with an S, I think. But it's one where you've got a handheld. It's a standalone unit, just like the Oculus Go, except you have the dual controller instead of single controller. So it'll be interesting to see where that takes VR. Do people really want to jump on the VR bandwagon? Because it just seems like the technology is ahead of the adoption. I mean, people play with it like I did, and they're like, "Man, this is cool," and it's it's super immersive. But then it's like, how much time do you actually spend using that? And then if you want a more advanced VR experience, at least with the current market, the only way to get a more advanced and more immersive VR experience is to build a high-end computer, which entails high-end graphics cards. And as you know, because of cryptocurrency mining, graphics cards are still priced through the roof. So it's cost prohibitive for most everyone. And then if someone took the time to build a high-end VR gaming system, then they've sunk all this money into something that a few months later will be somewhat, rapidly, it'll become rapidly obsolete. So it's going to be interesting to see at CES what they bring in the VR realm, and is that something that people are even still interested in, or is there going to be something completely different? I'm still with the 360-degree spherical cameras. I'm still just flabbergasted that we're not seeing more momentum in the 360-degree spherical camera industry. I mean, Apple took the time to integrate VR 360-degree spherical editing capabilities into their Final Cut Pro 10 video editing tool. But, with that being the case, and I know there's a few that are decent, like the GoPro, what do they call it? The GoPro, the GoPro Fusion, the one that's the spherical camera. They've got that, and then there's another brand. Was it the 1X or whatever? I can't remember, but it's another brand. It's supposed to be pretty good, but the problem is with all of the current VR cameras, 360-degree spherical cameras, there's really none of them that will capture, and then the video that's captured able to be published in true 4K Ultra HD. And I don't know if that's necessarily what's holding them back, because a lot of those cameras, they can capture convincing enough video quality to publish a great 1080p project. But I think people nowadays want more than 1080p. I mean, your eyes become spoiled by 4K Ultra HD, and it's just one of those things. I don't know, but CES is going to be interesting. But I think the thing that's going to be most interesting about CES this year will be the things that we didn't see coming. And I think it's about time for there to be something that we didn't see coming, that all of us people that are interested in the technology adventure, we will be all over it. So Nate Sarog says, when you getting that FLIR thermal Mavic 2? FLIR, it's a cool technology, super duper cool. But as far as having a real world use case for FLIR, for thermal imaging from a drone, I just don't have it. I mean, I don't. If I had a use case for it, I would definitely pick it up. But now, if they come out with a 360-degree spherical camera for the Mavic 2, I am definitely all over that, because that's something I've been wanting. I've been wanting for a long time, is the ability to film 360-degree spherical from a drone, and then relive those flights looking in all directions. Why they haven't done it, I have no idea. DJI is such an innovator. There must be a technological limitation that I'm unaware of that's holding them back. I don't know. If y'all have any thoughts, let me know. Nate Sarog says he'll go hunting hogs. Yeah, just be careful, man. It's, different parts of the world, how they construe commercial use and this, that, and the other, man. Drones are becoming overly regulated. So just be careful. Be sure you know what you're doing and where you are, and which country you're in and what's permissible and what's not. But yeah, I don't have. That's cool if y'all are interested in thermal, because I definitely think thermal is super cool. But I personally don't have a use case for it, so I won't be. If it's a feature that came with an upcoming drone, bundled with other features that I wanted, then yeah, I'd probably play with it, but I wouldn't pick one up just for the thrill of thermals. So let's see. So one of the big things, excuse me, it's coming to the channel, and this is in 2019. Obviously, it's 2019. It's January the 6th. I'll circle back to that. Roy says, how are you liking the Osmo Pocket? How do you intend to use it? Hold on one second. Let me step over here. Yep, so the Osmo Pocket that I've got in my hand right here, I absolutely love this thing. And I attached the wrist strap. Took some heat in the chat for one of my videos. Like, man, that's not an optional wrist strap. And I said, well, it can optionally be attached. There's nothing in there that forces people to attach it, but I chose to attach it. So, you know, that's nice. I really like this case. Again, as I pointed out in some of the other videos, it would have been nice if this had gone all the way over and been waterproof when it's in the case. But I guess we can't have everything. It's small, it's lightweight, it's nice. I like it. The integrated screen on the Osmo Pocket is just big enough to be useful. And, you know, it's not too big or too heavy. The entire camera is very light, easy to throw in one's pocket inside the included case and have it on them, you know, wherever, anywhere they are. Now, I've got the mount, and I've got I've got the mount, and then the little joystick thingy-majiggy. That's coming. You can check out my website, by the way, and you can find links to order those two accessories on my website now. But I don't have them at the time of hosting this live show. I'll hopefully have them any day now, and as soon as I get them, we're going to take those out and field test them. But yeah, this camera's been a real treat. And to circle back to your question, Roy, how are you liking the Osmo Pocket? How do you intend to use it? I intend to use it for everything. And as soon as I get my waterproof housing for it, I intend to use it underwater when I go snorkeling. This inevitably will replace my GoPro cameras. And I've been a huge GoPro fan since GoPro Hero 2, but it's just like, man, ever since they went public, it's just their products have changed, and it feels dull. It really does. But this is innovative. I really like this. I like having a gimbal stabilized camera. So much better than a software stabilized GoPro. Worth mentioning though is that let's see. Nature Rock says on the Osmo Pocket, it seems like the GoPro setup is a more stable, better idea. Well, keep in mind, this Osmo Pocket is the first of its breed. I mean, GoPro's been making action cameras since GoPro Hero 1. GoPro has a lot of third-parties that create all kinds of mounts for their camera. That's just because they've been around for so long. But GoPro, at least at the time of hosting this live show, GoPro does not have a camera with an integrated gimbal like the Osmo Pocket. You can get the GoPro Karma Grip, but it's not waterproof, it's not ruggedized, and it's pretty big. So to get that gimbal experience with GoPro, you're sacrificing being able to, go underwater and stuff. Now, as soon as my waterproof case, now this is not waterproof without a case, but as soon as my waterproof case arrives, being able to film with a gimbal underwater, that's going to be super cool. So stay tuned for that. Brad says, you see DJI tweeted out about surprises at CES, maybe more Osmo Pocket accessories releases for sale. I would hope so. I mean, my assumption, rather, is that, Osmo Pocket was released kind of in a rushed fashion because they wanted to get it out before holiday shopping season. It's something new. It's something, something affordable. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's affordable in relation to in relation to other products like their drones and all that. So it was a great gift idea for Christmas. And by the way, if you don't have an Osmo Pocket or accessories yet, check out my website, IrixGuy.com. You can find the Osmo Pocket and all the accessories there. But yeah, it would be interesting to see DJI release a lot of new exciting accessories and a lot more for Osmo Pocket at CES, and I think that would be a great place for them to do that, because as mentioned previously, I don't really see DJI doing a new drone anytime soon. I mean, Mavic 2 is killing it. Mavic 2 Pro, outstanding, absolutely outstanding video quality from that camera. And, with that said, I wish I could get around that, and I haven't had a problem with it. I mean, when I do infinity focus, my videos look better than they have from any other drone. But I wish Mavic 2 Pro could do the autofocus consistently solid like the other DJI drones are able to. But, that's a mild complaint. But yeah, CES is going to be big. I mean, I think this year, 2019, especially with the economy rebounding quite a bit, I think 2019 is really going to be a year where we start to see a lot of new stuff, because with the economy rebounding, people everywhere, most people have a little bit more disposable cash, and it's that disposable cash that people would love to throw at cool gadgets and and hobbies and this, that, and the other. So I think looking at an item such as a product such as the Osmo Pocket, that is somewhat affordable, that encourages people to get outside and do stuff, and this is a great travel companion. Take it with you. And back to one of y'all's questions, yeah, that's where I'm going to use it most. It's traveling, and instead of lugging around a GoPro and a Karma grip and all those mounts, I'm just going to pop this thing out. It's got the gimbal on it, and film that really good B-roll. That secondary footage. I mean, obviously Sony Alpha cameras are my primary cameras here on the channel just because they're so good. I mean, it's a very professional looking video, but this being gimbal stabilized, I mean, you can get a lot of really good quality out of it. And Brad says, some of your videos have looked rather shaky with the Osmo Pocket, being honest. Yeah, some of them have, and a lot of them, and there's one where even when I was filming it, I fell on my face, and but fortunately I protected the gimbal. I held it out so it didn't hit. Had it hit, I probably would have destroyed my Osmo Pocket. But yeah, a lot of the terrain I've been hiking on has been pretty rough. And again, all of those I've filmed like this, just hand holding it. So it'll be interesting once I do receive the mount for Osmo Pocket to be able to attach it to a monopod or something, because a monopod even without a gimbal is going to make footage look stable. So having the gimbal is going to make it look horizontal with the horizon. So I think attaching this to even a moderately long monopod is going to make everything look exceptionally smooth. But I will agree, Brad, there's been moments in my videos where it hasn't looked 100% smooth. But that, I feel confident reviewing those clips that it wasn't a gimbal malfunction, that it was just because of the terrain and the fact that I was hand holding it like this. Nature Rock says, are there package deals with Osmo Pocket? What would you buy just starting out? Check out my website, IrixGuy.com, and you'll be able to find the Osmo Pocket there and all of the the accessories. I know they've got some accessory bundles. To be frank, I would probably just get the camera. Get the camera. Make sure that you like it, and if you like it, then start buying the accessories. I don't know if I would go. I don't know if I'd go all in with anything without testing it myself first. Let's see. How many minutes can you video with the Osmo Pocket setup? Well, I just turned it on, and right now I've got it in 4K 60, and I've got 59 minutes and 59 seconds remaining. Let's see which size card I'm using here. And again, that's 4K 60. That's a 64 gig card. So, yeah, at 4K 60 to get an hour, that's, in my opinion, that's pretty impressive. Now, as far as battery life, I haven't completely exhausted the battery life, so I don't have a start to finish how many minutes do I get from one battery. And again, this battery is not user replaceable, so that's worth mentioning, which is not a problem for me because of the design on the Osmo Pocket. See, I can stick this, let's see, I can stick this in here. Let's stick this in here like this. I was paying attention to where that hole is, because see that hole, that goes to your USB-C. So I've never had any battery life concerns, because when it's in my pack, when I'm not filming with it, I've got it plugged in by way of USB-C cable to my USB battery bank. So it's always topped off. So, you know, it's not been able to change the battery has not been an issue for me. One interesting thing that I did encounter is that this front piece here, you can slide this off, and then you can attach like an iPhone Lightning style connector or a USB-C connector for Androids. But I just don't use any connector, because I don't care to tether it to my phone. If you tether it to your phone, you get some, you know, you get a really cool app interface, and it looks all pretty and all that. But the reality is, on the back here from the touch, and this is a touch screen, which I thought was really cool. On this touch screen, you can just swipe and get your basic functionality, like formatting the cards, changing settings. So really, except for the added convenience if I'm in my studio, there's no really additional value that's added for me as a result of tethering to my iPhone while it's in use. So for that reason, I just took the little lightning style connector off and just don't have any connector on it. Because if you have that on, and then you plug in by way of USB-C to your laptop to download the videos to Final Cut Pro 10, if you have that plugged in, it'll trick it. I don't know if that's just the current firmware, but it'll make it think that it can't connect to the computer. So for that reason, I just kept that off. Some people said they turned it around and it still worked, but I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Nate Sarah, good catch on that, man. But yeah, if you go to either of those top two links, the Mavic 2 Pro or the Osmo Pocket, it'll take you to where you can find all of the accessories. Just go to the once you go there, go to the links at the top, and you'll be able to find everything. Brad says you should update your video intro sometime. Yeah, definitely. Something I'm working on. Want to get some new, like you said, new drone footage. Want to get some new intros going there, because that's, you know, 2019. Want to get a lot of new, fresh content here. So yeah, that's a great suggestion. And the other thing that that I wanted to touch on too is the what am I trying to say? Oh, the weight loss unscripted, and that's something that whoa, my computer's low on disk space. That's scary. That's really scary. See how much disk space I've got. I've got 154 gigs. That's just my flash. That's not. I've got about 16 terabytes, but that's just my built-in flash. But yeah, the Weight Loss Unscripted is a new series of videos. Going to be rolling a lot of that out. One of the objectives, and actually it's been ongoing, especially towards the end of 2018, is to put together a weight loss strategy. And again, I'm still fat, but to put together a weight loss strategy that works, that isn't something that a lot of people are afraid of. Because what happens, what I've found, you know, trying diets and trying structured workout routines and all that, is that it always seems to discourage the person from following through with it. So what I've done, just as a product of trial and error, is I put together, working to put together this program called, you know, again, Weight Loss Unscripted, meaning that I don't really follow a script. I've never followed a script. All that I've done is gone out and you know, remained constantly aware of my waist size, because that's a good indicator. If my pants start to get tight, then I'm starting to get fatter. So I use that as a baseline to know whether or not this workout routine / diet program was working, and got a lot of stuff coming there. So that's going to be exciting. Again, Weight Loss Unscripted. You'll find it all here on my channel. How does the Osmo Pocket smartphone adapter work? I've got it over there on my desk, but it's just a little, so basically what you do, you pull this piece out, which is just the cover, and then you pop the other piece in, which is about the same size as this cover, except it's got a lightning style connector on the side, and then that plugs into your iPhone. They've also got a USB-C one that, like if you had an Android or USB-C, it just plugs in. So it goes on the side of your phone. Check out my video on my channel where I demoed the Osmo Pocket app functionality. I mean, it's, you know, it gives you an app interface for your camera, but again, for most use cases, I just want to have this in my hand. I don't want to be draining my phone's battery as well. So probably something I won't use unless they add a lot of new functionality to it. But it works well. It's just, you know, not not really that big of a thing for me. But yeah, we're gonna have to get back up after the CES and kind of chat about what all was released and just kind of get everyone's feel for what everybody's excited about, because that's going to be a big thing. It's a big thing every year. Some years bigger than others, but well, with that being said, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope y'all have a, you know, I hope your 2019 rather is already off to a great start, and we're going to do a lot of exciting stuff on the channel here in 2019 and beyond. So subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. And you can expand this video's description to find all of the drones, Osmo Pocket. You can choose to do so if you want to. Support me on Patreon. Again, it's not required, but it would be greatly appreciated. And other than that, thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day and a great week.
Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.